Hi everybody, this is Marnell. I am in one of my favorite places. I am in our vineyard. Now I did mention last week that every Friday I was going to do a little live video and give everybody some behind the scenes commentary and info on what's happening here at Kiepersol. So week 2 of getting some inside intel from Marnell. Now, being in the vineyard, I grew up with my dad. He was a corporate farmer. He did farming on the West Coast in California. He did farming on the East Coast in Florida, and it was citrus groves and almond groves. And so our family vacations were business trips to an almond grove or a citrus grove or apple orchard. And I grew up learning about pruning and the seasons, and it just resonated with me. And there's always a piece when I'm in the vineyard. This spring, and every spring, there's a little bit of tension for all grape growers, peach growers, really a lot of fruit growers, even tomato growers have a little bit of tension during the springtime, because spring can be deceiving, right? We get 80. I think last week we got up to like 85, and we were sweating, short sleeves. I saw people in tank tops. And then within 2 days, we had a low here in the vineyard of 25. So frost is a issue. So, and you know, I think we're situated here in East Texas or the whole deep South, where it's like today is 45 for the high and tomorrow is 80 for the high. And it can make a little tough season. And for us, Easter is kind of the mark of, okay, you're clear. You don't have to worry about frost. So I'm about to turn the camera around because I want to show you how the frost affected us. So what happens is you have early growth in the vineyard, and I've seen a lot of my friends in the industry, sorry, I've got a bug on my foot. A lot of friends in the industry showed some frost damage. My husband does our vineyard management and oversees the pruning and how we manage it for optimum fruit crop. And he's done something really cool, which is called frost pruning. But it still hurts when you have a loss. So I'm going to turn, y'all be patient with me. Turn this around. Okay. Look at these little grapes. These will not turn into grapes this year, y'all. They just won't do it. They are gone. They got burned. So this is what frost damage looks like. We had a good 6 inches of growth here. This is a San Giovese vine. So you can see that this is all gone. So this was new growth. So, but here's the cool thing about our pruning is we pruned, there's a base bud right there, base plus 1, 2, 3, 4. This one actually had 5. We typically do base and 4, which allows for especially the main growth to happen towards the tip, and then it comes back. But we have 2 buds right here. This bud and this bud's going to come back and do fruit bearing. A lot of times where you don't have such high frost potential, when you prune your base and you allow yourself 2 to 3 buds. So we did extra buds. This came out first, so we have a secondary crop there. So that's called frost pruning, and which gives you a little bit of fruit if you lose this. So if we didn't lose this crop, these clusters here, then we would have had an exceptionally large crop, which would have resulted in thinning. So we'd have to come in here and thin some of the clusters, because you could have a quality versus quantity issue. So that leaves us, look at this beautiful, I don't know if you can see it, it's hard because it's so sunny out here. That beautiful little bud is going to come back and give us fruit. So when pruned right, we have hope, folks. We have hope. So it was if I feel like if we did not do our frost pruning, we would not have much of a crop this year. So I'm grateful for my husband's wisdom and learning, continuous learning, and his ability come in and plan and prepare for the frost. So he did a great job in our pruning planning. We did lose everything that was out. It was a very, very cold night. A lot of times, and I think I saw Papa T, he's watching. A lot of times, and if Ron Martin's watching, we have a whole team that comes out and we burn and we put wood out. So I can kind of, y'all, I'm getting used to this. Be patient with me. So at the end of this block, we have a road. So if you ever stayed the night with us, you've driven through the vineyard and you come to the stable house there, which is a B&B. But anyhow, on that road, we put fires. Well, we will have 45 to 50 fires, and that will shift a 28-degree temp to a 33-degree temp. And we have the fan. I don't know if you can see it, the fan right there. It blows, but that's like, if the temperature hits 28 at 4 or 5 in the morning, we can swing that a little bit with some fires. But this year we saw the prediction in Kiepersol, this portion of the vineyard especially, it runs about 5 to 8 degrees below what's been predicted. And we've noticed that over the years. And because of that, they were predicting 32 in the vineyard. And we said we're not going to be able to swing that. We hit 25 degrees at like 11:48. Yeah, fires didn't help. So we had to make the call to not burn and just take the hit. But yes, again, thankful for the pruning. So now we are going to pray that the weather stays nice, that we don't get frost damage or any other frost come through. And a lot of farmers, I don't know if there are any farmers watching, but a lot of farmers say, you know, after Easter, you're in the clear. You don't have to worry about frost. So Easter is, it's about, I don't know, 14 days away, somewhere in there. And so we're going to pray that we don't get a frost. And I'm doing everything now to not give you guys the parable of the vine, and because maybe it'll get a little boring, but the vineyard keeps us grounded. If you have a garden, if you have plants, it's amazing because human intervention in watching your plant grow, you water it, you feed it, you be a good steward to it, and you watch the majesty of God's work. Whether it's flowers blooming, peaches blooming, a vineyard blooming, it's going to do its thing, and God is in control. And so we rest in peace in that, and can't wait for Easter to come by. Now, speaking of Easter, so you got a little, okay, I want to tell you a little bit about our winemaking philosophy, because we did get some questions listed, because I said, hey, y'all, give us some questions. Let's see what questions we can answer, what you guys are interested in. And meeting our winemaker philosophy. So I've been the founding winemaker since we started, and I've been blessed to work with amazing people, amazing winemakers, Justin Wiggins being one of them in the early years, and Michael McClendon, who's doing excellent work with Wes south of here, and then worked with Alex Lee, who's up in New York making wine up there. So I hope Alex sees this. We wish you well up there, brother, and I can't wait. So we'll do some wine trading with him for sure and see how that New York wine tastes. It's completely different fruit, different growing season. So I've been in touch with him a little bit, and he says it's a lot different up there. And then Michelle Snyder did winemaking with us, and our philosophy hasn't changed over the years. Our winemaking philosophy is to take the grapes of this vineyard and produce something that's not bitter. So we focus on delicate, soft, easy to drink, comfortable wines, and we really make wine for the consumer. We try to use the tasting room as a testing ground and the marketplace as a testing ground to see what is everyone interested in, what do they want the wine to taste like, and how can we modify our grape growing and our winemaking to meet the needs and the demands of you guys. What do you guys like? What we found is you like delicate, soft. You don't want, my cousin Sharon used to describe a wine that hits you really hard in the back of your throat as a ninja doing karate. She's like, I don't want a ninja doing karate on the back of my palate. And so we eliminate the ninja. We employ gravity. We're very gentle with our winemaking. But now we have a winemaking team. I get to work. Dylan, our distiller, is involved in winemaking. Kelly Doherty is involved in our winemaking decisions. Ashley Graham, our executive director, here is involved in winemaking. Kevin, if you guys ever go see Kevin at the tasting room, he comes down and taste. So, and if you guys are here, whoops, I got a bug. If you guys are here on blending days or days that we're tasting, we love to get your opinion. So it's a very group decision, and then we find the people we find the consumers. I'll tell you, a wonderful friend of the family, the Trimbles, on the VIT this past season, we asked Susu, it's one of her favorite wines, we're like, is this Susu approved? So who is our winemaker? You guys are the winemaker. We're just the hands and feet putting these wines together for you guys. So when it comes to the decision making, we try to meet the needs of all of you. So that answers that question. I wanted to answer the question about our winemaker, and we'll interview Kelly and we'll interview Kevin and we'll get Dylan talking about being a distiller and doing winemaking at the same time. It's a lot of fun with him because he's like, yeah, distilling and winemaking are so different, but he's very good at it. He's got a very great discerning palate, and he can do math way better than I can, which is important in winemaking. Easter. What are you guys gonna do for Easter? So my family is gonna go with my mom-in-law. We're gonna go to her house, and typically in Jacksonville, Texas, there's gonna be a ham, there's gonna be a corn casserole, there's gonna be an egg hunt, and we'll open some wine. Sometimes we open Kiepersol wine, and sometimes we open something else just so we don't end up with cellar palate. We'll see what we open. My question to you is, are you doing lunch? Are you doing dinner for Easter? And what are you drinking? And then if you have a lot of questions about what to pair, what is Easter food? Is it ham? Is it turkey? Is it hamburgers? What's a good springtime meal? And then maybe next week we'll come up with some good pairings and have fun talking about that. So I'm leaving you with, what are you guys eating at your Easter table? If you have an Easter table. If you don't, I encourage you to get together that Sunday with your family. And there's this Dolly Parton song. It's called, and someone sang it before Dolly Parton. It's He's Alive. And Aunt Tony Riggs, she's played it and shared it a few times, but it's a phenomenal song about the resurrection of Jesus. And Easter is the time. It's the difference. Jesus died for our sins and he rose, and that's what we're celebrating on Easter Sunday. And then just a reminder, Good Friday, Kiepersol's closed. We'll be open Saturday, we'll be closed on Sunday. Our faith is so important. And I've had people say to us, how do you close on a Friday? How do you do that? And as Christians, we're not of the world, we're in the world. And we will sacrifice Friday sales to honor and glorify Jesus, to let the staff spend a little time with their family, for us to spend a little time with our family, and to relish on the fact that everything we have is because he provides it for us. So I'll leave you with that. God bless you all, and we'll talk next Friday.